let's go back, if you may, to some of the things you were talking about in terms of your research and some of the
Yes.
studies you and Alan Hammer and others have carried out. And one of the things I think you were talking about just before was that the preference for people with different personality types to engage in or not engage in counselling. And I guess as someone who my own type preferences are for INTP, so
Hmm.
introverted thinking is very much central to me. That suggests that perhaps I'm somebody who wouldn't particularly, if I go along with other introverted thinkers, wouldn't particularly want to engage in counselling, or not as much as other people. Is that the
Not
gist of what you were
not
saying?
at first, as I say, not at first blush. You wouldn't go to it immediately. And if you were under stress, like say with the pandemic, you wouldn't want to reach out and say, "Oh, how are you dealing with this? I think this is terrible." You would probably think about it and analyze it and be more introspective. My type preference is INTJ, and I'm
Okay.
similar. Actually, though, the wonderful thing is that once all of the types, including the introverted thinkers such as yourself, get into the counseling relationship, if the counselor is skillful in using type, and Dr. Jung called it, he called psychological type his compass. In other
Mhm.
words, he would rotate among the preference dichotomies so that he would align with the client. So if I were working with
Right.
you, I would value your introverted thinking and then secondary intuition, and I would help. Let's use this. Let's develop some models of what's going on. And then gradually I'd say, now it seems like under stress you're troubled by certain feelings that you can't quite construe or understand intellectually. Does that sound right? And see, then we would move into other areas and we would
Excellent. I
develop
shall.
that good therapeutic relationship.
So I do have your email address, Ray. So if I feel I'm in a need for counselling, I'll be right in touch.